Hey guys, this is my BMW 328i with xDrive 2015, and I've been having a little bit of a problem. I bought this one used with about 19,000 miles on it. It's been having a slight issue, and that's sometimes on cold days when I start up, there's a rattle coming from the tailpipe. Now, I actually cannot reproduce this for you this time because I just drove the car, and also it's on and off. So there are days where it happens when it's really cold outside, and then there are days when it doesn't happen. But from my understanding is the problem can get worse. So today we are going to try to address the problem before it gets worse. And the tools that we're going to need are your basic socket and wrench, ratchet, and also 2 pliers. And I'll show you the reason for that in a minute. All right, so if we go under here, what we're gonna see is a little actuator that opens a flap inside your exhaust pipe. And in here, I don't know if it's visible from this point, but there's this U-shaped, like horseshoe-shaped spring that basically sits over there. And the actuator turns it, and the spring pushes against this thing right here, which, when pushed out, opens a flap inside your exhaust. What happens is, over time, or because of, whatever, they didn't make it too well, that U-shaped, horse-shaped spring weakens. And when it's cold and the metal doesn't sit exactly like it's supposed to, it starts to rattle, which is a pain in the ass. So we're gonna try to get rid of that now. You have to start by getting off 3 bolts. One over here, one over here, and one on the back side. Right here. I'm touching it right now. You can kind of, let me see if I can get you a view on it. Yep, there it is. That's the last 3rd bolt. So once all those 3 bolts are off, this is going to come off. And we're going to try to take 2 pliers and basically stretch that spring out and put it back in. So here we go. All right, so basically what we did was we loosened the 3 bolts right here. This actuator came out like this, and we have this little pan that kind of sits like this between the right up there, between the actuator and the spring. And then out of there we get the spring out, and here it is. And what we're gonna do now is, you can see how it's kind of shrinked. We're gonna pull it apart like this with 2 pliers. Not too much, because what we don't want to do is make it impossible for us to reinstall, right? So basically we're just gonna pull it like this. You're gonna need pliers. You won't be able to just use your hands. And then once we've done that, we're gonna reinstall it, and that should solve our rattling problem. All right, so I recommend using some channel locks along with some really good pliers. These are Van pliers, Japanese ones. I love these things. They get around bolts when you need them. These are just your standard cheap channel locks. When getting off these screws, I forgot to mention, you want a 10 millimeter, and you're gonna want this. Even this little one doesn't fit, so I actually had to get this on and then use some pliers to twist this thing to get because they're in a really tight spot up there. So now what I did is I stretched the spring, and I sprayed some oil on all this stuff. I don't get sponsored by any of these guys, but these are just some products that I love to use. I love Motor Coat because it actually bonds to steel. So not only does it lubricate stuff, it actually creates a very fine film that bonds to the metal, prevents it from rusting, and lubricates it. And I even noticed that it removes rust sometimes. I don't know how it does that, but it's really good stuff. And these are just some of the things that I use today. I think the trickier part is going to be to reinstall these things. I'm going to use my pliers and stuff to get in there, to get this spring back between the actuator. I spread the spring too wide the first time, and that made it almost impossible to install.
there's a flap. And if you can see that, there we go. You see the flap is open, and that flap is what's causing the vibration and the rattling.
Okay, now that we've tightened it up, let's go and test it. Get ready for it to get loud. Okay, so there you go. So there you have it. Fixed, and I didn't hear a rattle, but we'll see if there's a cold day if we will have the same issue. So if you found this video useful to you and helpful, you could do this yourself, obviously. And please like and subscribe to the channel. That's really all I do this for, is just to help out and be informative. Thank you guys, and have a great day.